This is Top Stories on Viewer Television. My name is Charles Duque. The federal government has commenced moves to confiscate the assets of identified terrorism financiers and their associates in line with international counter-terrorism recommendations. According to a report gathered, security and intelligence agencies are scouting for the physical assets, including companies and bank accounts of individuals and groups indicted for terrorism in the country. Already, 18 persons, entities, and companies have been added to the Nigerian sanctions list under the supervision of the Nigeria Sanctions Committee, a multi-agency panel created by the Terrorism Act 2022. The groups include the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Boko Haram, Islamic State of West Africa Province, Ansar Muslimina fil Biladis, Sudan, the Nbindiga and Yenta terrorist groups, and 13 persons convicted for financing Boko Haram. The Academic Staff Union of Universities and Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities have called on the federal government to meet their demands and also pay its members their salaries arrears. ASU and other university unions had embarked on strike at different times, demanding improved working conditions and development of the nation's tertiary education. While SANU and its sister union, the Non-Academic Staff Union, suspended the strike in August, ASU, on the other hand, suspended its 8-month strike in October after the ruling of the National Industrial Court and the Appeal Court. On her part, the ASU chairperson, University of Uyo, Happiness Uduk, said the federal government should be responsible for meeting the demands of the union, stressing that the labor law provided that workers should not be intimidated over strike actions. President Muhammadu Buhari is to witness the first drilling of crude oil in the Kolmani River 2 well on the Upper Benue Trough, Gongola Basin in the northeastern part of Nigeria on Tuesday. Officials of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited states that oil drilling activities at the Kolmani River, situated in the Bauchi and Gombe fields, would commence in earnest after the official flag-off. In October 2019, the NNPC announced the discovery of hydrocarbon deposits in the Kolmani River 2 well. The oil firm has stated that it acquired 432.54 kilometers square of 3D seismic data of a Kolmani prospect in the Upper Benue Trough, Gongola Basin. Now, Nigeria has recorded no fewer than 315 cases of electoral violence between January 2014 and May 2022. The incidents led to the killing of at least 350 persons, including state actors and politicians. During the period under review, no fewer than 51 persons, mainly Independent National Electoral Commission officials and ad hoc members of staff, were kidnapped. The technical lead of Managing Conflict in Nigeria, a European Union-funded program, Professor Okoha Okiwo, disclosed this at a virtual colloquium by Conflict Research Network West Africa, themed Conducting Elections in the Context of Political Violence and State Fragility. Now, civil society organizations have called on the federal government to increase its effort in tackling insecurity currently ravaging the southeastern part of the country. Speaking in an interview with newsmen, the chairman Rivers Civil Society Coalition and Nefa Judgewil said the issue of insecurity in the southeast could be linked to the detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, stressing that the court handling the case should follow due process. He further states that stakeholders should be engaged to find a solution for lasting peace in the region, which he notes should include justice. The federal lawmaker representing Mangu Boko's federal constituency in Plateau State has called on the IGP of police and other heads of security agencies in the country to put a stop to the spate of incessant killings of unarmed indigents of his constituency. The lawmaker explained that ugly killings and destruction of property of the peace-loving and law-abiding people on the 17th of November by suspected herders who he alleged are Fulani militia must be condemned in its entirety. He said the world should know that on the 14th day of November 2022, an innocent and law-abiding citizen in Gold Village in Butura land was attacked, maimed and killed while returning from the farm for just no reason. Maren said over 30 persons have lost their lives with over 300,000 hectares of crop farmlands destroyed by the herders due to deliberate and reckless grazing without caution or fear of constituted authority. He called on NEMA to urgently send relief materials to victims to ameliorate their pains.
We are concerned that the miscreants do have a field day perpetrating evil for hours without any form of provocation or confrontation by the security agents. Worse still, hitherto no single arrest or any deliberate effort has been made to bring those hoodlums to book. We are worried that this is a systematic, well-coordinated and pre-planned attack aimed at total ethnic cleansing and annihilation of indigenous inhabitants towards a slow land-grabbing agenda.
The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has described the collection of permanent voter cards in Adamawa State as very poor. The resident electoral commissioner Hudu Yunusa made this known while briefing newsmen in Yola. Yunusa, who just assumed office as the new resident electoral commissioner, urged electorates to visit INEC offices across the state and collect their cards. He further states that the commission has received 4,104 bimodal voter accreditation system beavers for the state, which will be used during the 2023 general elections.
Hereby want to seize this opportunity to call on all those that registered prior to the 2019 general elections to have registered freshly during the CBR periods. General elections who have registered freshly during the CBR periods, that is 2020, and those that updated their records were made transfers to visit over 21 local governments for their TVCs and collect their TVCs.
And that's all we have for you on Top Stories. Many thanks for watching.